I'm so fucking tired.
Every video is going to have you saying one line at the start of it, and then it's going to jump straight into it. Like last time, it was like, can we watch this one guy who does fashion tips because he fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be like, yo, I'm so fucking tired.
Now bring out the.
This is part of the. This is called rapid fire react because you got to go somewhere soon,
We're gonna be places.
and
Rapid
know-
fire reaction.
we know people want to hear our perspective on controversial topics. And what's been in the news recently, the debate, of course, whether or not we should legalize polygamy, bestiality, incest, and prostitution.
It hasn't really been a debate. I think
it's very certain.
I think
yes.
I think one side of the argument hasn't been shown enough of.
I don't think one side of the argument's been shown enough love at all. But Big Think has got us covered.
One side of the argument's about showing too much love, if you know what I mean. Love in the wrong fucking medium.
Basically, we've gone into the Big Think.
The big think tank.
Instagram? What's the
YouTube
website?
channel.
YouTube.
Only 11,000 views.
And to think, this was posted on May 31st, 2011.
So they're ahead of their time.
Yeah. But imagine back in 2011, you would have faced a fair bit of criticism.
You reckon?
You want to fuck your sister? Okay, weirdo. Now it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
I went on. This is a funny anecdote, first and foremost, to preface the whole thing.
Charlie fucked his sister. We'll cut that.
I shouldn't say this is a funny anecdote after saying that. So let's fuck the sister. Because she was making all these jokes about, like, she's very lenient with the incest jokes. You know, she'll just throw them out there willy-nilly. She showed me this Facebook page. It's called Legalize Incest. And it's like...
I like it already.
I'll get it up, actually. It's fucking so funny. And first and foremost, my favorite thing is that the page in itself is called Legalize Incest. But all their posts are about, like...
Legalize meth.
No, their posts are like, rule number 1 about incest. It's not illegal, look it up. And I'm like, then why the fuck is your whole page called Legalized?
Is it not illegal?
I don't know, it's a very grey area. And they're trying to throw themselves into the LGBTQI community. They're trying to be like...
Incest.
Everything they post is with the rainbow, and it's like, you know, our sexual liberties should be adhered to as well. And I'm like, you don't fall under that category. That you're not under that fucking rainbow.
Yeah.
You're on the fucking dark side of the rainbow.
There's no colours where you are.
Alright, let's get into the... Let's get our big thinking caps on. Where's mine? It's my big thinking stick. Let's do this. Put it behind my ear. Surely that fits. It's so fucking big.
So chunky.
Right, let's get our big thinking caps on and let's wrestle with some real big questions.
With some big questions.
Why should prostitution, polygamy, incest, and bestiality be legalized? Illuminate me.
Oh, I would argue that all of them should be legal.
I agree.
Anyone with the last name Apple. God,
Not even
up.
That's how you would spell apple if you were a child of incest.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost right.
Fuck.
It's like something's going...
Everything about him is
Just
almost
wrong.
right, but not quite.
Oh, we don't want to make any...
I don't want to criticise his person
I
too
don't want to
much.
criticize based on the title of the fucking video. But, Jacob Apple?
You sound like a sick bastard.
Also, don't wear a white shirt if you're going to green screen the background to white.
Overarchingly for the same reason, that the state really has very little interest controlling what people do in their own private lives in their own bedrooms, unless it directly and negatively affects other people in a tangible way.
In what way does someone like just sneaking into your yard and fucking your cat not directly negatively affect you? I
Yes.
don't understand.
He claimed himself as a bioethicist. First of all, that sounds like a fake profession.
It does.
But second of all, if you've dedicated your life to, like, bioethical pursuits, surely you're not making the argument for fucking bestiality. Like, if you're from a culture that adheres to, like, polygamy or, you know, prostitution as a means of making money, okay. Don't fuck a cat.
Yeah.
There was a rumor about me once when I was in year 7.
Shout out. Shout out Charlie's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, but there was a kid who really didn't like me in the year above, and I was walking around school, and this kid's like, "Hey Charlie, is it true what I've been hearing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just that I've been hearing these rumors that you kind of had sex with your girlfriend's cat. Like, what's up with that?" And I'm like, "Dude, why the fuck would anyone?"
What
tell me
I do
why?"
in my bedroom.
I'm like,
It's not negatively affecting you.
I'm like,
Just...
bro, these are the big think questions.
And I'm not convinced that any of those particular items, whether it's bestiality, polygamy, incest, do have that effect on consenting adults or between human beings and animals where consent really is not a meaningful question. I think you have to assess each of these phenomena in its own terms.
It should be a meaningful question to yourself, though.
He doesn't look real.
He's a bioethicist. Show
He's a
some
big
respect.
thinker. He's a big thinker.
This is like the epitome of someone having pretty well like an objectively wrong viewpoint and then trying their hardest. to
He's
convince
just
people
doubling
it's right.
down, hey?
Yeah. It's
Like, he's worked on the graphics, he's on the big thing.
he's like, okay, thanks, Big Think, for giving me a platform to push my.
Fucked up agenda.
It's like, here's a graph I put together earlier of sisters to dog ratio. The Venn
Basically,
diagram.
the Venn diagram is sisters, people you should fuck, they don't ever
don't
cross
over.
over, bro.
I think the concerns about
I'd love some food.
Do you want me to make you a toasted sandwich or some paella?
Yes, both. I've got to leave at 1:30.
Got a job to do.
Please, we're trying to work.
We're
Out.
big thinkers.
in the same manner, while I think bestiality per se should be legal, I think there may be forms.
How do you say that sentence? I think bestiality should be legal, and then just brush over it.
I think murder should be legal.
What?
No, nothing.
I think there may be forms of bestiality that transcend into animal cruelty.
I think fucking a cat is cruel.
That's like the inverse. The Venn diagram is like animal cruelty, fucking a cat, they're both in the middle.
If they orgasm, it's not animal cruelty.
It's like
I think the important distinction to make is it is not inherently clear that sex between animals and humans is unpleasurable for the animals.
If it's not inherently clear, you be cautious about it. If you don't know what it...
tread the line.
If you're not sure about a rule, like you don't just fuck a cat. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's a grey area,
You're a little thinker.
it's a big thing.
And in fact, there are documented cases where clearly it is the opposite.
Unless you're Dr. Doolittle and can fucking ask them how they enjoyed it. And unless you're
So how was that for you?
you have no way of telling if the cat or the dog or any animal. Logistically, how's it working with any animal that's not like a dog or a cat?
Oh, he's just picking up the little fucking rodent.
What about a snake? How's that going? That's a huge thinking problem.
That's a gigantic thinking problem.
Don't they have like increasingly controversial topics?
Little
from, like,
think, it's
work?
like-
Little think is just like small things.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, think.
Minuscule think is just like shower thoughts.
Yeah, but big think is like things like polygamy, bestiality, incest.
And then huge think,
Yeah.
can you fuck a snake?
Those are the logistical questions,
Yeah.
right? Like the pragmatic concerns.
There is a man who, off the coast of England, masturbates for dolphins. Not something I would particularly choose to do.
What would you particularly choose to do? That's what I... What's his name? Jacob Apple.
Don't mind my back.
Poet. He's a poet, for starters. Who's this fuck married
Something like a
to?
picture. Is Jacob Apple married?
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Maybe not dolphins. He hasn't got on to anything other than bestiality. A bit of polygamy. He's dabbled in polygamy.
I want to see him dabble in incest.
I want to see him touch on a little bit of incest.
I want him to put his big thinking cap on.
I want to see him a little bit of incest.
a little bit of Salt Bay.
But he seems to find it fulfilling, and we know the dolphins find it fulfilling because they keep coming back for more. I think your husband.
It's not how a relationship works.
I keep coming on dolphins. Part of their
Why the fuck you reckon they call it a blowhole?
It's probably just like their natural like
That's
progression
their
south
fucking
or
migration.
something.
He's like, bro, why do you keep coming back?
People talk about animals not being able to consent. Your dog can't consent when you play frisbee with it either. Just nobody evaluates the question in that term.
Yeah. I've never thought about it as like frisbee, like throwing a frisbee to the dog, and like, I guess they are sort of on par when you think about it. Like they're not consenting to both of those.
This is a dangerous video to put online. Could ruin some job opportunities.
Or make some in a frisbee
Big
company.
thinkers, Eli and Charlie.
Prostitution, we often hear is the objection is that this leads to vice, leads to crime, leads to the undermining of the social fabric of the community.
I think prostitution definitely doesn't have
All I'm
a
saying
place
is that
in this video.
no, I'm just saying that we're up to 2 minutes and 8 seconds. There's 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
And he's yet to get onto incest.
23
Do
seconds.
you reckon it's like a name? It's a mic drop at the end. He's like, incest is good.
Incest.
And the whole
No,
video's done.
In countries that have legalized or decriminalized prostitution, Amsterdam comes to mind, Sweden comes to mind, crime rates have actually gone down, but prostitutes, rather than being victims, can lead stable middle-class lives and they're protected.
I think that's like a different argument though.
Yeah.
That's like sex workers.
So different.
In general.
Not
You know,
comparable.
like people doing like sex cam working or whatever. It's a different argument. You can't put it in the fucking bestiality incest category.
The objections to all of these phenomena are really not what people say they are. People say they're concerned about the welfare of these individuals. What they're really interested in doing is imposing their own social values or their own religious values on other people. And that's what really concerns me.
And we've just been clickbaited. There was
no mention of incest. More like big lie, more like big clickbait. Also, here's the thing. When he's saying, he's like, it's not just someone imposing their own individual social values on someone else. It's like, maybe that's why he didn't touch on incest. It's because there is definitely some ramifications. If an individual were to have sex and procreate with someone in their family, that person who's born isn't going to be as healthy as they could be.
They're not going to be the best model of themselves.
They're going to be a little bit of a Jacob Apple.
Right, well, this has been lovely.
And essentially that brings us to the end of the first Big Think Breakdown, Big Think React, what was it called?
The Big Think-Think-a-thon.
We hope we sparked some conversation.
That's all we're here to do. We're just here to maybe broaden your horizons a little bit.
We're here to bring the argument and you're meant to debate it, you know? So grab your thinking caps, grab your extra broad jumbo permanent marker.
And put them on.
Until next time,
Stay
thinking.
Stay thinking.
Stay thinking and keep it in the big range. Should we do the outro?
What's the outro?
Roll the outro.
Roll the outro.